Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers review. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I saw this on Robot Kingdom and I actually never owned an original version of Soundwave. I have the Masterpiece version, I have the Masterpiece version of Sound Blaster, but I never had an original Soundwave, and I really liked the look of the Linkin Park one, and whether you like it or not, I thought Linkin Park were actually pretty darn good. And I enjoyed their music. Let's just take a quick look around the box. It's done in the black and gold with the Linkin Park Transformers mix. Swinging it around, we've got basically a golden transformed version of Soundwave. So the box itself is meant to be Soundwave. We can just pull this tab off the bottom. And this is what holds the front window on. We can lift up the window. And there we have Soundwave in his garish gold colouring. I know it's certainly a choice. It's not to everybody's taste. But hey, I like Linkin Park. I like Soundwave, so it was kind of win-win for me. Now, this piece here actually folds outwards, and we have Soundwave and his information on the top. And if we flip this over, we have Laserbeak there, and this is just some information. This is as if it was actually a cassette. We could fold that around. I like how that looks, but I do prefer it just to be in here. I like to keep everything in its place and a place for everything. There we go. Anyway, enough about the packaging. Let's crack this open and see how good Soundwave is. Here he is outside of his plastic prison, and he is a little bit garish, but it's Soundwave, and it's definitely a unique taste. We can open up his weapon, just pulling it outwards like so, which is the front. Does it fire from this side or this side? This side, isn't it? Because the rocket goes in. We get all of these lovely chrome accessories. That's just pop in, and we can pop that into his hand like this, and then we get all of the accessories for the cassettes as well. They are absolutely gorgeous and horrible at the same time. There's a lot of heft to these as well. There's a fair bit of die cast being added in there. Let's just open this up and down. This is Ratbat. There you go. Bring that up. There's our Ratbat's little ears there. We can bring his head up and bring his little feet down. And then we have his accessories, which can just come on and just pop in and through onto the back. And of course, let's not forget those little claws on the top of those wings. Bring those up. There we go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Ratbat in all of his golden glory. It's like they've all taken a trip to the Golden Lagoon, doesn't it? There we go. Let's put him over to the side. Next up, we have Ravage. Now, he is definitely not as heavy as Ratbat. There's nowhere near as much die cast, if any, in the pins. Maybe die cast, not entirely sure, but there's definitely a lot less weight to him as opposed to his colleagues. We can bring one foot forward. This one here makes you really appreciate how good the Masterpiece versions of these are, though. I know these are how we had it back in the day. God, I sound incredibly old, don't I? Back in the day when I was a lad, we had proper Transformers. But yes, that is Ravage in all of his micro thin goodness. Bring in his side glaring rockets, pop that in, and one on the other side. I mean, look at that. Oh, we've come a long way, haven't we? And then we have a Laserbeak and a Buzzsaw, whose transformations are exactly the same. I want to bring the feet down to the base, open up these wing flaps, bring those to the back, and then slide the head and beak section forwards, and just bring the head down and attach his gorgeous golden accessories. There we go. There is Laserbeak or Buzzsaw. Not really sure whom is whom, but yes, there he is in all of his golden glory. Let's take a look at Soundwave himself. He's obviously based on the original G1 toy. The weapon is meant to fire. Not really sure what's going on with the weapon there. It's meant to fire, meant to pop this in, meant to push the button, and it's meant to fire out, but it's not. I guess it's the thought that counts. But yes, this is Linkin Park Soundwave. As you can see from the face, it's completely blackened out. There's very little in the way of detailing on there. We've got the Linkin Park logo on his chest as opposed to the Decepticon logo, and we've got the gold play button on his waist. We do have an eject button, and just looking on the inside there, we've got some sculpted detailing. Again, he doesn't feel flimsy. I don't think this is the same sort of golden plastic that we all dread and fear. It feels fairly solid. It is light and in no way on par with the likes of the Masterpiece figures, but still, if you're a Linkin Park fan and you like Soundwave, then it's a good little piece to remember them by. The head can go left and right. We do have a little bit up and down motion on there. That's partly due to the transformation. The shoulders can come forwards. We do have a bend on the elbow. The fists can slide inwards and outwards. Let's just lock those into place. Again, due to the transformation, have a slight pivot on a butterfly joint there. Coming down to the waist, there is none. There is no waist there at all. The legs do have a little bit of rotation in the thigh, and the knees can come forwards. That's about it, and then the toes can go up and down on a ratchet. But unfortunately, that is the wonder that is Generation 1 articulation. But hey, we were happy with it at the time, and it's aged pretty well. Now, if we fold up his cassettes, they do still slide into his chest quite nicely, and just tab backwards. And of course, he does transform. It's not the most complexing of transformations compared to his Masterpiece counterpart, but let's just fold those fists inwards, straighten up those arms, detach his shoulder cannon, just pegs in there nicely, rotate his head all the way around, and then collapse it backwards. Bring the arms backwards on that butterfly joint, and as we bring the arms around, there's a tab just on here that's going to go inside that circular hole. Rotate the legs at the thighs, and then compressing the toe, bend, and then bend that thigh joint upwards, and this is going to come up and just push and hold in place. Compress the weapons. On the back of Soundwave's tape mode, we have a belt hook. We just slide this down, and then we can bring in those weapons, and acting like AA batteries, we can just pop those in, one up one way, one up the other, and gosh, this brings back memories of my Walkman. There we go, that's just slid in there. We have a control for volume up and down. We have a switch on the side. We have the tape eject, and we also have a headphone socket on the top. And there, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Linkin Park Soundwave all transformed up into his Walkman mode, and he's about exactly the right size. He has that working flip down tape option, and I love the fact that everything stores in his back like cassettes. It really does bring back some very nostalgia feels. I love that they've included so many cassettes with this set, although I would have really loved Frenzy and Rumble to have been included as opposed to the likes of Buzzsaw. Just not a real Buzzsaw fan, not trying to be a buzzkill, but I just don't like him. And Ratbat I associate more with Season 3 and 4 as opposed to Season 2, but I know he was there nonetheless. As of the time of making this video, Robot Kingdom does have this guy in stock. I've included a link in the description below which takes you straight through to the product page. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. From myself and Soundwave, goodbye.